Hey, how's it going out there? This is Two Birds, One Show on the BGSE network. I'm DeeTer. That's my buddy Ricky.
Nope.
And tonight we have two guests, Big Joe D and David Didinger.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Guys?
Hey guys,
How's
how
it going?
are we?
Freezing. I'm out in my garage and it's colder than a witch's tit in the brass bra out here.
Is it above 32? Because if it is, it's hot. Don't give me that.
It's not 32, man. It's below.
You guys never felt cold until you spent a night over at Dina Cola's house in the wintertime with his bedroom window open.
That's right, man.
Joe, I gotta ask Joe, why?
Why not?
You just run hot?
No, I don't know. I just sleep better in the cold, man. Like sometimes, like I'll cover the heater vents in here too. I just can't sleep.
We saw our breath in his room.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. I drove with the windows open on New Year's Day one time. We went to go pick up beer from the spirit shop and had the windows down. Yeah.
Well, for all those out there, first time watching, we talk craft beer and Philly sports. We're on every Thursday night, 10 p.m. Please like and subscribe. We got a few people that are commenting already. We have Al Smith. Let's go. All right. And then I think this is your sister there, Ricky. Yo, fans.
Yo, what up, sis?
We have Jeff G. Go sleep in Rick's garage.
I would. Man, under here I have a tank top on and I have shorts on. And that's it, man. That's what I wear all year.
See, Joe should have been with me last year at that game in Kansas City when it was 30 below with the wind chill.
You know what? I'll be honest. Single digits and below, no matter how much you like cold, that's bone chilling. I will.
That was the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
Dave, Dave, did you work the Penn State Notre Dame Ohio State game the other night?
Nah, that's ESPN.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the temp was like out there. I don't know.
Nah, I don't. That's ESPN. They have their own guys. Nah, I don't do ESPN stuff.
Gotcha.
I can't afford the pay cut.
Oh, please.
Well, you do all the Notre Dame home games, right, Dave?
I do. We do them for NBC and Peacock, and then I do. I got picked up by Fox for the playoffs. So
nice.
Congrats.
Did the Eagles wild card game at home against
Green Bay,
and then last week was in Detroit for the Washington-Detroit game, and then I'll be in Philly this week with the Eagles Commanders.
Nice.
But I think I picked up. I'm glad there was a Flyers game on because I picked something up in Detroit. I'm just getting over like a flu. So
oh wow,
I was ready. I was like falling asleep on the couch.
I'm sorry, bud.
So I'm just got a couple more days left of this thing and should be good to go.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah,
that's
sorry.
Okay,
I remember you said that this was like your only Thursday off. I felt bad asking you, man, but you're always great, dude.
Joe, he asked me this. He goes, "Oh, we want to have you and Joe on again. When's your next Thursday off?" I went, January 23rd. And this was in August.
Yep.
It was like I had just gotten
on the calendar.
I think I had just gotten like back from Paris or something from the Olympics.
Yeah.
That was my last Thursday off until today.
Damn.
Dude, it's crazy, but it was a good season. Very good season.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that Commanders game, it's gonna be exciting for you to video, and I know we're gonna talk about it, and I know we're gonna talk about the Rams too. So I definitely got some things to say about the coach. But anyway,
Go ahead
about that Commanders game. But you guys don't want to hear what I have to say, not yet at least.
We'll jump into that, man. Let's go around. Ricky or anybody, whatever you guys drinking, I'll start off. Nugget Nectar season out there. This is just out by Troegs. They do it every year, and get it fresh. It is a great beer. It's made with I think like wet hops, right? They use the fresh hops or whatever they get for the season, and a lot of whole flour they use.
Is that all Nugget? Is that all Nugget hops too, or is there anything else mixed in?
So. I think they might put something else. I can't. Yeah, there's a few, but I know Nugget is the main one.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome beer. What you got, Rick?
Tonight, changing up a little bit, going with a Treehouse beer. This is Ultimate Haze. It's like, they're one of their flagship beers, Haze, but I think just kind of amplified. You got that nice color. I think it hangs about, I want to say, like, I can't see out here. I want like 9.2%. So it's a big boy. You got to wear your drinking shoes on that one, but it's good. It's, great flavor, very pungent. You're getting tons of tropical flavor on that. Hoppy, smooth.
Dude, I feel bad you gotta be in a full Carhartt to do the show.
He's used to this. He's used to it. He was pretty last week. It was a good show. We had Lee Carmichael on, Harold Carmichael's kid. He's
cool,
a great
dude.
guy, man. Yeah, he's cool.
Okay.
He's cool to have on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's funny, man. Gosh.
So, let's dive into some sports. If you guys all have no drinks, right? No drinks, or
Yeah, I got some Georgia moonshine right from the Duke boys, man.
and
I got like NyQuil behind me.
Good too.
But I'm happy to have you guys on. You guys are big sports talkers, man. So
Much
it's gonna be a good
appreciated.
show.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks,
We're gonna dive into, dive into
Whatever
the
you guys
Eagles.
want.
Let's start with the Eagles. Yeah, everybody's probably watching for the Eagles anyway, right?
I do at the end. I want to talk about the big elephant in the room with the Chiefs and Mahomes, because I got something to say about that too. And I think
Please
you guys
do.
are all gonna hate me, but yeah.
You want to should we
But no,
start college
let's
football?
talk-
If you want to do that first, then
Nah,
Well-
dude, let's talk Rams, man. Let's talk about the accomplishment, what we did, what the
All right,
man
let's
brought
do
to
it.
the house. And when I say the man, you know who I'm talking about. So,
yeah,
I mean,
Barkley, man, amazing.
What's scary is they didn't really run him much in the first quarter. So
Yeah,
my whole fear was, we needed to jump in front of him early, right? Because I felt like when the snow hit, I was worried that, the game would get sloppy. Of course, we know what the end result was, but I felt like they weren't running him enough in the first quarter. And I felt like, Sirianni and the offensive coordinator, maybe they were so scared. I don't want to say scared, but they were more hesitant to run early on, because I think it's one of the things like when you play Madden, right? Your opponent knows you're going to run the ball, so you won't run the ball, right?
Mhm.
That's what it
Great
felt like to
point.
me at the beginning. Even though we were moving the ball, I felt like we could have done more, to start out.
I think
Speaking
that's
about
a great
the snow,
point.
Did you see they're selling little containers of snow from the stadium
I saw.
for $50 a
Are you
pop?
for real?
Oh,
And it's sold out. They sold
Oh
out.
my gosh.
Oh, man, they got to
You know
throw
how
that
much
at
money
the
they probably
Redskins
made
when
out
they
for that,
show up,
man?
whoever they are. Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
crazy.
To buy it and throw it at the players on a field this week. That's what I would do. Come out of the tunnel. Batteries. I kept trying to put it in the chats, all the Facebook pages and everything, telling them all to put batteries in the snowballs and throw them at the Rams players. I don't know if anybody did. I was trying to egg everybody on.
Welcome to Philly.
Man.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, that's how I felt about the opening part of the game. I mean, what do you guys think? What was your perspective?
Well, how many sacks did Hurts take? He took a
lot
of
for the
sacks
game.
that game, right?
Yeah,
So I
he
feel
held
like
the ball a little longer than he should have too. I mean, he
I
has
agree.
that problem, but it really showed up this week a little more.
I agree. I agree totally, and that's a great point. I feel like I love, listen, Hurts just, you got to read the play quicker and you got to get the ball out quicker, because listen, I don't want to see the guy getting wrapped up like a pretzel, man. And even even on the safety, I know there wasn't a great call by Kellen Moore, but you got to get rid of the ball quicker.
Yeah. I think that's going to be key against the Commanders too. Because you think back to Nick Foles in the Super Bowl, right? You could see they dropped him back in a lot of quick passes early on to get him in a rhythm.
Yeah,
because that's what Foles was all about, and I think Hurts is kind of similar in that way. He's typically, I don't know whether if he's still a run first kind of quarterback, but I think if they get him into a groove, dropping even dump passes, I don't care if they're 2-yard passes right next to him. I don't care. Get that ball out of his hands early so he gets the jitters out, gets into a rhythm, because we got Barkley as our ace in the hole for now.
I agree. I agree.
Big with the
I got
defense.
a comment
Shut
here.
him down.
Al Smith says, I feel like these OCs sometimes outsmart themselves.
Agreed.
And that's a pretty good comment right there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Football coaches will act like they're the smartest people in the world. It's unbelievable.
Head coach,
But-
yeah. We all know.
I am pretty
feel.
happy. I think we're keeping our OC, right?
No,
did Cowboy,
no. He has
Cowboys what with somebody else, right, or something like that. I
well,
think the Cowboy.
the Cowboys didn't hire anybody, right?
They're looking at somebody else. I was hoping they'd
Yeah,
take
man.
Dion because they'd get all the baggage with it, and then they would be out of our lives for a couple of years.
Right, that was funny.
I
when we were
hope
talking
so.
That was crazy.
I hope. I just have a sneaky suspicion Kellen Moore's going back to Dallas. I hope not.
Let's see.
Maybe that's probably
I don't
what it's
know.
going to be.
I don't know.
I know they reached out to Pete Carroll too. I think, which
Oh, really?
yeah. I mean, let's put it this way: Jerry Jones is going to take whoever will do whatever he says.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
that's the kind of guy he is.
He's an egomaniac.
Yeah, I am
You
actually
can't have-
surprised he hasn't made his way down to the field
Okay.
at some point over the last.
I just
Al
wish some,
said,
I just wish some guys would be the way Jim Johnson was. You're a great defensive coordinator. Stay a defensive coordinator. You're a great offensive coordinator. Stay an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Why
I
do these guys? Why would you take a job coaching the Carolina Panthers? I mean, you're going to get fired in a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're going to be right back to being an OC again. I don't understand if you've got a good thing, the money you're making now. I know there's 32 of those jobs in the world, but the money that you're making as an OC, and you don't have to make the jump to head coach. You're not going to a good situation.
It's a great point.
They've done it before.
All the good situations are taken.
That's
You're
good.
You're going to a bad situation. So I don't understand why guys jump at those.
Well, our OC said he wants to stay close to family and he ain't going anywhere. So let's see how that is. But
Big fan,
yeah, so
yeah, I love it.
I got Rob, my brother, said I can't see how the Dallas or Jet jobs is attractive. They're both a mess. And we
Jets
do
exist to fill a game slot in team schedules. That's it. That's the only reason why they're in the league. That's decent.
And I have
there.
Stottenheimer to Cowboys, but Jags are still in.
Schottenheimer, you think so?
Schottenheimer. What? Is it his son?
Yeah, Brian.
That's what Al said.
Oh, okay.
Sports.
I was going to say.
It looks like also the Saints are probably close to hiring Tampa Bay's offensive one of their offensive coaches. It looks like it's very close to happening.
I thought he was staying.
Is he staying? Did he finalize it?
I thought that I saw that today that he was staying in Tampa.
Okay, I didn't see that. Maybe he did. I know they had a lot of interest in him.
Yeah, that's right. Because he was negotiating with Jacksonville. Was it? Did you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they couldn't get a hold of him for a little bit there, right? They were trying to reach out to him, and they couldn't get a hold of him. I guess because he was probably trying to see what kind of number he could get from them and take it back to Tampa. But it's like,
I'm sorry. Did I say New Orleans? I meant Jacksonville. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I think it's Jacksonville. That's what I was saying.
Didn't New Orleans hire what's the name, the former Dallas coach?
Oh, I don't know. I think so.
McCarthy?
Them.
Did they? Somebody hired McCarthy today. No.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
That was crazy what they did to him, though,
the
man.
coaching carousels all over the place.
Last day of his contract to let him go, man.
Jerry Jones, baby. Come on,
that's brutal, man.
Jerry Jones is such a dick.
He is. He's trash.
That's a dick move, man.
Yeah, it's like Jason Kelsey said on the one show when he called. What did he say on the live show? Like they're trash or something like that, and then everybody made a big stink about it. He's just speaking truth, man.
He's right. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, it's garbage. You know,
he's Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
That's actually a good one.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, Robert. I was going to say something else. Or what? Deets.
I was going to say, we're getting on Barkley and his running game. So the guy broke 2,000. Doing awesome in the playoffs, and now he's up for the MVP. But I don't see him getting. I hope he gets it, but it seems like it always goes to
quarterbacks.
Right. And I was thinking, do you think there should be like a Cy Young award or something like that, like just for the quarterbacks, like who's the best quarterback, and then open that up to the running backs and receivers and stuff like that?
Great idea.
Absolutely.
Because it seems like it's
especially now with like the NFL award show that they have a full night of I forget what the gala is called, like
ESPYs or something.
ESPYs, right?
It's a couple days before the Super Bowl, the NFL award show.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised they don't add a couple more trophies just
and
to
here's
to
why
extend it.
Barkley probably won't win it, and I hate it. If you remember in the Eagles game, I don't recall hearing any announcer or anybody talk about Barkley and MVP. None, right? The Bills and the Ravens game, right? All they talk about is Ravens. They talked about Allen and Lamar, the MVP candidates. That's all we kept hearing. I turned to my wife. I said, that right there shows you how just skewed towards QBs it is. How does a guy get 2,000 yards amongst only 9 people in the history of football, not even be in the talk?
That's a great point. Yeah. That's a great. But you're talking of the total players, 9 players that get 2,000 yards. I mean, you're looking at less than 1%. I mean, that's not an argument for him to get. I mean, like, oh my God, like, I don't know. I feel like it's one of the things.
Or is it most productive stats? I mean, is this the most stats player or whatever you want to call it, or is it the most valuable player? That's my argument. But,
right.
Well, let me ask you this, and let me ask all you guys, because we're all Eagles fans, and I'm not saying this in a bad way to anybody, but I would dare to say, oh no, I was going to say I think Barkley this year is more valuable to the Eagles than Hurts, and I'm not putting Hurts down by saying that, but I think this year he's more valuable.
100%. He's the missing link, and my buddy said. It reminds him of the 90s Broncos when they got Terrell Davis. And I thought that's a great point.
Yes. And all they did, they ran the ball down people's throat and they said, we're going to do this until you stop us. And if you don't stop, because remember, Elway wasn't having a monster year that year. Terrell Davis was just winning games on the ground consistently.
Yep, he was a machine. And I think he had the flu in the one game, didn't he? In the playoffs.
I think you're right.
He had the
migraines.
The migraines.
That's it, the migraines, yeah.
Did he rush for 2,000 twice?
I don't know if it was 2,000. I think it was 2,000 combined with the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like he had 2,500 yards combined with regular season and playoffs. Their 2 years that they won the Super Bowl.
Did you know Barkley could possibly be the first player in NFL history to have 3,000 total yards?
Yeah.
And our
that's a lot of yards.
Coach wouldn't even let him take the record. He would have done it in 2 runs. I mean, the Giants have no run, but never mind.
You know what? You can't. You can't do that because you're not.
Let's just talk about the Rams.
He's not getting the record. He's not getting the record without the offensive line starting. So you had to sit everybody or start everybody.
It would always say you got 1 quarter and you're out. If you don't got it, you're out of the game.
But there was an opportunity right in the beginning of the season when he said, "Let the other guys eat." You know what I mean? If he would have kept on going, man, who knows?
Who would have seen it that far? I mean, he's 110 yards away. I mean, come on, man. That guy can do it running backwards with his eyes closed. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Against the Giants, it would have been the ultimate troll moment in the history of sports.
Hurts just chimed in. It was 2,400 and 2,300 for Terrell Davis.
Okay.
So thanks.
Total yards or rushing yards? Oh, no, total yards, right?
I guess it had to be rushing.
Just rushing. Well, 24 and 2,300 rushing yards. That would break the record.
Yeah, that would break the record. So it had to be total yards.
Total yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It was combined.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say too,
playoffs and postseason.
Just on a side note, not even an important note, but just because I just fucking love little stats and shit. I saw the Eagles quietly sign the tight end Cameron Latou to a futures contract, and he was from the San Fran practice squad. Now, this guy just last year was a 3rd-round pick out of Alabama. I know nobody's talking about it right now, but quietly on the radar, Howie's just fucking doing stuff. Howie is this guy's the executive of the year, 6 out of 10 years. I mean, he's just doing. Nobody will know this thing right now, but next year you're like, who's this kid? Oh, he played at Bama. He's a 3rd-round pick with San Fran. So quietly they signed Cameron Latou, big tight end out of Bama.
Howard should be in prison for grand theft, man.
Seriously, he's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers.
He got a brain on him, dude.
Look at the 2 backup quarterbacks we had this year. Awesome, man.
Well,
one was playing with a broken ribs. And then the other guy, man,
people that are sweating about Washington, I'm not disrespecting Washington here, but don't forget, we damn near beat fucking Washington with Kenny Pickett starting the game, and a lot of our starters out, and we lost on the last second play. So, I know Washington's sniffing himself doing a Pro Bowl glide and, reading their press clippings, but, they almost beat Washington with the backups.
Oh, here's one. Taking Zach Bond from the Saints, and now he's
what a great signing!
Right?
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah,
He's up for Defensive Player of the Year with Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. He's been fantastic on a 1-year deal. So
I compared his stats to Dan Morgan.
Going to sign him.
But I think you have to.
I don't know how you can.
I don't either, but he's so vital to this defense.
I know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In retrospect, it was a great pickup.
I looked up his stats against, I think it was Dan Morgan in 2013, the linebacker for the Carolina Panthers, who won Defensive Player of the Year that year. And I remember that year. I mean, people were, oh my God, he's one of the best linebackers ever played. Well, if you look at Zach Bond's stats this year compared to his in 2013, I mean, he's ahead of him, and it was every category. It's unreal.
Part of our problem is we're Philly, so
I know.
People hate us, and the writers are the ones that vote for whatever reason.
And I know that's right.
I just want to say we got like 14 live viewers right now, and like the comments are blowing up. I'm trying to fit them in when I can.
That's fine.
And thank you for the comments and anybody out there
that watches.
Let us know and let us know what you're drinking and stuff.
That's how we pay the bills. That's how I keep the heat on in the garage. So guys, we need more viewers.
I wanted to bring up a point. I didn't know if you guys saw this or if I'm the only person on earth. When Pickett and McKee came in, did anybody notice how we were just throwing the ball like crazy, real nice, but it was always AJ Brown because he's like got his own gravitational pull? Why can't Hurts do that? Because he sucks. But you know what I'm saying?
Can I say something? I think I said it to DeeTer before, and people get, I don't know why, on Facebook, get very butthurt when I say it. And I'm not saying he's in that, but man, Tanner McKee came in, and this offense ran really fucking smooth and really well for 2 games.
He looked really confident.
Yes.
For a quote-unquote nobody. Never played a snap. I mean,
dude, Hurts can throw the long ball. He's a good quarterback.
It's not about the long ball, though. It's about football IQ, leading your receivers, reading a defense. Right. It's more than just. And listen, Tanner McKee's got a bomb for an arm, and he's 6'6".
Yeah. But the last game, Barkley's like, "Hey man, I got this," and Hurts read the defense, called it, and that was a touchdown.
Well, actually, Saquon read the defense right there. He saw where the linebacker was playing, and he looked over. He said, "I got this."
Yeah, and he when he cut it, he aided him in. As soon as he did, he took the corner. But does anybody? Am I the only person to notice Barkley gets yards when he runs to the outside? Why do we keep running up the gut? What is wrong with this guy?
Yeah,
I don't know, but guys, please don't bring up Tanner McKee. This is the NFC Championship game, and you're talking about the 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah, you're right.
That played in a Week 18 game against the Giants.
The purpose of bringing that up is because the passing game, we have weapons, man. And if Barkley gets shut down, Hurts, that's why I say get him in the rhythm early. We need him.
I think we brought it up.
The only thing I was saying is Tanner McKee came in and looked bad against the Giants, we could say, but he played against Dallas and the Giants. And, I remember a 6th-round pick coming in for a superstar quarterback, about 25 years ago and never looking back.
Yeah. Well, if Tanner McKee's in this game on Sunday, you guys will be crying in your beers on your podcast in a couple of weeks. You do not want that to happen. You do not want that to happen.
I have another comment. Eagles need to re-sign Becton also.
Oh my God, what a great pickup that was! That guy was a top 11 pick a few years ago out of Louisville. I mean, he was a top 11 tackle, I think, out of Louisville. The kid is a beast.
Our team is
stacked. He just didn't fit. They just didn't play him right, or he just didn't fit right, or scheme wasn't right in New York. But he gets underneath Stoutland, and he's playing great.
Great point, man. He is. Oh, and side note too, I hope it doesn't happen, but 2 major guys missed practice today. One of them missed the last 2 days. Dallas Goedert, but he was on the sideline at practice today. But Cam Jurgens absent from practice last 2 days with a back ailment. Didn't practice today. Didn't practice yesterday. I really, really fucking hope he plays. He's so important to this team.
They'll shoot him up with whatever they shot Hurts up with the way he did that interview, dude. He'll be fine.
I hope so.
Man.
I don't know what they gave him because he's never that talkative.
That That one catch that Goddard had, man, that was great. He was
like, you get a stiff arm, and you get a stiff arm, and you get a stiff arm.
Beautiful.
That
That was
was
wild.
Play.
That was wild.
That was great. And I think Goddard, everybody talks, oh, we need A.J. Brown, we need Goddard. Yeah, that's great. But it is actually really important this week because if Barkley does get shut down, getting him in a rhythm is important because the short game, we get some passes in that 7 to 10 yard range. You've got Smith and you've got Brown that can go downfield, and you stretch that defense thin, it's going to open it back up for Barkley again. I mean, this is not rocket science. We all know this. But if they shut Barkley down early, we do really have to have Hurts in a groove quickly, I think.
That's a great point.
Doing that game last week in Detroit, Detroit just moved the ball up and down the field on Washington the entire game.
Caught up there,
and it just and the 5 turnovers killed them. I mean, you turn the ball over 5 times.
It's hard to win a game when you do that.
It's hard to win.
I gotta be honest.
But they had no trouble moving the ball up and down the field.
It's a great point.
I think Hurts is more comfortable running the ball with Barkley because all the turnovers that he had last year. I think he's trying to get that number down.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's trying to manage the game.
And he doesn't have to be flashy. I mean, to be honest, I cracked a few jokes earlier, but the guy doesn't have to do a lot. You use the supporting staff you have. If you've got the weapons, that's what they're there for. You don't need to be flashy.
I agree. I read an interesting stat earlier tonight, as a matter of fact, and Jalen Hurts is what is he? He's 4-0 in playoff games when he passes for less than 155 yards, and he's 0-3 when he throws for more than 155 yards. Now I know that's a team dynamic kind of thing, but wow, what a loud stat that is.
I know he's crazy, 18 for 25 for 160 yards. That's his life.
Yeah, I mean, listen, just don't turn the ball over, manage the game, and let Saquon run and let the defense. It reminds me a lot of the 2000 Ravens team, or even that Tampa Bay Bucks team that won with Brad Johnson. Where like, okay, remember that 2000 Ravens team had a 2,000-yard rusher, they had a great defense, and then they had just Trent Dilfer just managed the game, didn't turn the ball over, and that's how they won the Super Bowl doing it.
Great points. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That is a good point. That's what you want. You want a game manager, a quarterback. You want an explosive running back that can blow the game open at any time, and you want a defense that can shut everything down.
Amen.
And you have that here.
And I make crack jokes on Hurts and all, but the realism is, he gets to the line of scrimmage, and you can see the maturity in him. He's looking around. He's looking at what the defense is. Sure, he has problems holding on to the ball too long. We all know that. And that's fine. That'll come later because right now we need him to go to the line of scrimmage, see the different things that he sees, and with Barkley doing it as well, that's just a double brain right there that has been working beautifully because the RPOs, Hurts is excellent at hiding the ball when he does or doesn't hand it off. I mean, how many times has he tricked the TV camera dudes, Dave, versus even the people at home?
He did it for a 45-yard run for a touchdown last week. That's a great point. I mean, that was a beautiful fake and totally fucking sold the defense on it.
Barkley.
I agree. Just keep it simple. This is they have figured out a formula, a very simple formula that just said our players are that good. Where this simple formula. Right now, listen, with a 16-3, this formula works really well. I mean, remember being younger, a teacher saying, keep it simple, stupid. Do that. Just keep it simple. Just run the football, let your offensive line wear down their defensive line, and let your defense just go out there and just maul people.
I kind of feel like that's probably the discussion that happened between Sirianni and the offensive line when they went to 2-2, and I was praying that the guy would get fired. I think somebody humbled the guy, to get off his high horse, and he
Lane Johnson.
Rely on the guy, rely on the man you picked up. This guy, just imagine if he was never on the Giants.
Well, he wasn't going with the kicks, and we're all getting mad at that in the first couple of games. He was going for the 4th and 1, and then now, looking at the whole season, was he wrong? Was he right? Maybe because the kicker this year is a little off, right?
Do you think that's because though he didn't get enough practice?
Elliott,
you know what I mean? He got so used to not getting ready to kick.
Yeah. Absolutely, I think it didn't put him in any kind of rhythm the whole season.
Right.
If I'm Elliott, I'm like, dude, I'm
be under that pressure.
You're the 30-yard field goal, and you're not letting me kick. I mean, how does that? make
Great
a kicker
point.
feel, dude?
I mean,
The
Ellie's
greatest
great.
kickers
head.
thrive under pressure. They need it.
Maybe something happened this year that they seen, or like, hey, maybe
This
go
is
a
not
different
really
route
good
or
kickers
something?
year across the league. I mean, Tucker.
Yeah, look at
There's
Tucker.
a lot of kickers that are just even Butker.
It's such a
that are
weird
just,
year.
like,
Kickers are like relief pitchers. When they lose it, they get it. It's all
They're
in
like
their head.
lefties.
yeah.
You know, I just speak another interesting stat I just saw today. I want to send this out. I think it was Ruben Frank. Jake Elliott became the single most accurate field goal kicker in playoff history, but the single most inaccurate kicker in point after tries in playoff history. If that's not the weirdest fucking stat you ever heard, I mean, how does that make that make sense to me?
It doesn't, man.
I can't fathom how that
Here,
happens.
kick this 60-yarder, but we need this little extra point over here. Yeah. Hold my beer
You
for
know?
60-yarder, right? It doesn't make any sense, man. This has been a backwards year for kickers. It is just mind-boggling.
Thumb in the water this year.
It's
Yeah.
crazy when
Only
you stand
kicker.
when you stand at midfield and you look at what a 60-yard field goal is.
Oh my
and
God.
You look down the field, and you're like, oh my God, I can't
Like an
believe
eternity.
these guys I can't believe these guys kicked the ball through that thing
Now,
from here.
there is one guy, and I shall not speak of the team because it's prohibited in Philly. We all know who this guy is. He could kick a 70-yarder, and I'm waiting for him to do it. I know he can do it. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? The team that shall not be named. We know them very well.
Somebody kick a 70-yarder?
Are you talking about the kid on the turds on Dallas?
Yeah, I don't want to. You said it, not me.
No, I know. Well, I didn't say the full name.
Aubrey.
Dude, well,
Yeah, that kid's really fucking good.
We're at our half mark of the show. I got a couple of advertisements I'm going to put up real quick. All right,
I'm
guys.
gonna grab another beer.
Yeah, if you guys get go anywhere for a little bit. So we got W's all natural energy drink, promo code Big Game. Hit that QR code if you're looking for a new energy drink. And then if you're into cigars, we have a cigar subscription, monthly subscription, Puff Sip Chat. Same promo code Big Game. Hit the QR code if you're into cigars. Thanks. And there's our promos.
Roger that.
We're growing. We're growing there. We're getting there. It's going to take time.
Did you I don't know how long Rick will be gone, but did you guys see the footage of Barkley's run put up against McCoy's run? They look identical. Did you guys see that?
Really?
That is
I didn't see that.
incredible, dude.
Yeah,
wow.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. One was a 40-yarder, the other was 78 yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
was 62. I mean, it was like I saw the two of them side by side, and I couldn't believe it. You got to go look it up, dude. It's the coolest thing out there. And the funniest part is he spoke to McCoy before the game.
Without playing in the snow, yes.
Yeah. So the ironic part is he ran basically the same play.
Well, another thing could add on to his yardage is that slide too, right? The slide. What was it? When he slide at the end of the play.
Well, that was against Green Bay, though, right?
Green Bay, yeah, that was against Green Bay. But that could add on to his yardage too. That's just
I mean, listen, he would have broke that one. You could have added 50 more yards to that.
I don't think he's like a record guy. I think he's more of a team guy, man, and he wants a Super Bowl, dude.
100 times over, and all the gamblers, of course, got mad, but
dude.
And they're all blaming this and that, but it's the right move.
Amen. I agree.
Kill that.
He came here for one thing, and he's playing for it this week.
He's hungry, and you can see it. It's almost like when he dropped that pass and cost us that game earlier this season. I thought everybody in Philly was going to rip his neck off, but ever since then, it's like he was just like, "Man, I'm so sorry. You'll never see that again." And it's just
blessing in disguise.
I forgot about that play.
Yeah, he is hungry.
Well, and think about this too. I mean, and just on a total side tie, he dropped that one pass, and then same with Devontae Smith in the game against, I think Washington. And this year, I mean, the Eagles were 2 drop passes away from a 16-1 regular season. You know what I mean? Right. This team is really fucking good. I don't think people realize right now how fucking good this team is. I mean, this is historical good. I know somebody I wanted to scoff and laugh the other day, and they're like, I think this defense is as good as the 91. I was quick to admonish this person. Then I looked at and started looking at numbers. Maybe they're not quite to 91, but they're damn close, man. This defense is really good.
And we have the biggest offensive line in football. That doesn't hurt either.
Correct. So, which that 91 team had. Randall ever had an offensive line? If he would have had one in 91, they would have won the Super Bowl.
Joe, anytime I think of that 91 team, I always think of that replay me and you used to watch all the time with Byron Evans.
Oh, God,
with
yeah.
The long arms.
The big long arms that he had. Yeah, he looked ridiculous.
The B&E Express.
Dude, we used to love that was my favorite team back like
me too. Jersey just made his arms look longer. It was just weird.
My God.
We always laughed at that.
Oh, it was great.
But yeah, this defense is crazy. But the team I didn't want to play was Washington. Because something about Dan Quinn bothers me. That guy seems to have something on us, even though I think we're going to win anyway.
I was the opposite. That's who I wanted to play because to be honest with you, I've been kind of making it. I talk a lot. I do a sports bar, and we talk all day. A lot of people in their sport and I wanted Washington because I'll tell you this. I know whatever it was week. I don't know, 13 or whatever. When we played Washington last, when Frankie Louvu put the dirty hit on Jalen Hurts, he missed basically 3 to 4 weeks. I think this team, as a team and to a man, kind of made a mental check point and was like, all right, motherfucker, I remember that. They didn't say nothing then. We're like, all right, we're going to see you down the line. And we got a mental note on that. We're coming for you. And I watched Washington last week. They're doing a Pro Bowl glide like they just won the Super Bowl. They're sniffing themselves. Okay. Enjoy, guys, because the Eagles are like that lion in the grass watching. I'm like, yeah, okay. About to take down a gazelle.
Yeah, the Lions got bigger than they were. I mean, they were a great team, and their own arrogance killed them.
And you got to watch out because Louvu's the guy that hit Goff on the interception return.
And they didn't call a penalty on that either.
Yeah, he's a headhunter. And you got to
watch out. He Vontez perfect.
I got a Comby fan watching. He said nobody's I can't.
That's easy for you to say, DeeTer.
Underestimating, the Eagles team. JD5 is for sure the media darling, but 90 or 95% of us are picking y'all. Okay.
Did you see the defense coordinator for Washington say today? He's like, if Hurts takes off and wants to run like a running back, we're going to treat him like one and hit him like one. Okay. Hey, guess what, big dog? Same goes for Jaden Daniels, and don't think they didn't all hear that too.
There's a reason why we have one of the best defenses in the league, or the best defense in the league. So,
amen. Right?
Commies fan, go relay that to the team.
Yeah, you go run tell that, Washington.
We even call women.
That's cool.
Names we shouldn't be calling them, so we're not afraid.
Nope. The one thing this Eagles team I love about them is they respect everybody they play, but they fear nobody. Everybody comes in, you see it early in the game, they're like, oh, we're going to bully the Eagles and fist fight them. The Eagles are like, oh, good. I like fighting. Come on. And I love it. They're like, come on, let's fight. And then by the third quarter, you see the other team after our big old lines hanging on them all day. They got the hands on the hips, the hands on the knees. These guys don't want to fight anymore. They're done. And it's going to happen against Washington on Sunday. I'm telling you now. People are don't scared. They're going to punch the lights out of Washington. You heard it here first. I'm telling you.
I think it's going to be a good game. I don't know if we're going to blow them out, but I think it's.
I'm not saying blow them out, but I think that Washington's going to walk in thinking, "I want a fist fight." And the Eagles are like, "So do I," and they're going to be like, "Oh shit! Hey, Washington, be careful what you wish for."
It's going to be an classic NFC East battle, right?
Amen. Round 3.
When you think about the moron from the Rams running his mouth, and then I put the quote on the stadium jumbotron.
Yes, Jared Verse.
I mean, it's like when Doug Peterson said we were going to beat Dallas when we went there, right?
Yeah.
They killed us. It's like, what are you doing? You nuts?
Yeah. And, I see Washington just talking, yip-yapping, doing everything. The Eagles are just sitting back. Like I said, the Eagles are that lion in the grass just waiting, eyes centered, like, okay, I'm watching. You keep talking. I'll see you on Sunday.
Yep, exactly.
I got a good question here.
I just seen that too, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff said, has this happened yet? 2 divisional teams in the championship game?
Well, we beat Dallas in 1980 to go to the Super Bowl. Remember the Wilbert Montgomery run?
Yeah. It's been a long time. I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
And I think Washington beat Dallas later in the 80s in a NFC title game to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
It wasn't too long ago Green Bay played Chicago for one.
Wow,
but you look back in the AFC, it hasn't been like that for a long time because it's been the Patriots.
Yeah.
for so
like
long,
with
and
the NFC
for so
East,
long.
it's always kind of lopsided too. Usually,
Yeah.
like it flips upside down all the time. Like the Giants and not the Redskins now, but for a long time it was always shifting between the teams.
Yeah,
lately
that's a
it's
good
just been
point.
Dallas and the Eagles.
Yeah, I think the last one might have been that Chicago Green Bay game.
Yeah, but I did look at the NFC East. I just don't see that normally happening, just because of the way we beat each other down. I mean, it's the best rivalry in football. That's
I
why
agree.
the
One
NFC
from
beast. You know what I mean?
the copy.
There we go.
He said 49ers Seahawks. That was one.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But that was a good question, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jeff.
absolutely. So
Hopping on to my next beer.
Nice.
Abomination. Nelson Savan Fog.
Oh, nice. Where'd you get that, Bobcat?
Yeah.
I got to pick that up.
My treehouse fancy glass. Thank you, Uncle Steve.
I got one too.
Yeah, you got them too. Yeah, we love our craft beer, guys. It's part of the show.
That's how I get the Olympian's body I have.
Hold on. I feel bad. I should just at least. I have Blue Moon here. I'll just sit here with a Blue Moon.
Nice.
Get your wine cooler, Dave. Bartles and James. Strawberry kiwi.
I'll just leave this here. I won't open it because I can't drink it. But
it's been such a good show, man. You guys are killing it, man. Everybody's talking sports. You got everybody watching, man. It's a good show, dude.
Real quick, Peter, I went on to my second beer too. I got a Root and Branch, 1,000 Palladius. Yeah, good beer. I don't want to do a whole diatribe. It tastes good, and
you should get Harbor Freight to sponsor the show. You can get your buddy a heater in his garage.
That's funny.
Love it.
So I want to ask you guys a question. Unless you still want to talk about the Washington game, because I know there's
we didn't really dive into how's everybody feel like if we're coming out of that. And
I'll be honest with you, I feel more confident this week than I did last week against the Rams. Just me. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I feel a lot more confident. And I'm listening to people at the bar today. I don't know. I think the Eagles are going. I got something.
All right.
Yeah, and I was scared of Washington because Daniels looks. I mean, if
he's amazing
this way, if he gets to the Super Bowl, let's just be real. If he gets there, this I think is better than the Ben Roethlisberger rookie season, because Daniels already looks like he's been in the league for 5 years. I mean,
he's really good. He's really good. I mean, he's really fucking good.
The VR
he's
thing,
poised.
like his brain slows down because of that whole VR environment thing that he went for. That's amazing.
He's really fucking good.
Yeah, I just don't want to see Josh Harris lifting a trophy.
Amen. Unless it's for the Sixers, which will never happen.
Yeah, okay. All right, dude.
The Sixers are doing so bad.
Oh,
dude.
God, what a dumpster fire, dude. Oh, my God. I think the Joel Embiid era is officially over.
Yeah,
No
man.
comment.
This has been a bad
That guy
year,
he's given up. It's a shame.
Dude, I could go play on that team. Just stand around all day and just shoot the ball. There's no talent in that.
If you show up, Joe, you're halfway there. I mean, all you got to do is just show up.
I can stand at the 3-point line too. Come on, man.
I'll tell you this. I feel like the NBA is headed for a lockout. You have players making more than they've ever made and playing less than they've ever made. That's a recipe for disaster. That is a lockout waiting to happen come the next labor bargaining agreement. They're going to lock them in. They're like, their ratings are plummeting. And people are like, why? Really? You don't know why? Listen, go back and talk to the guys still around, Magic and Michael and Larry, and say, hey, how can we recreate 80s and 90s basketball when it flourished and the ratings flourished? Because that's the only way you're going to save your game, because your game's in trouble.
Yep.
Well, they don't have to do. The players run the league, so
remember.
Yeah.
And the players
the inmates run the asylum.
The players play when they want to play.
It's a great point.
The money's guaranteed, and the money's even more guaranteed from here on out because they just re-signed TV deals. So
I know
they're not getting locked out at all.
Well, come the next labor agreement, I'm telling you, because what's it going to get to the point the players start making as much as the owners? It's a head-on collision of two freight trains. It can't keep going this way. If their league was flourishing, yes, but their ratings are plummeting.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
the TV money's there.
Sports,
the whole in-season tournament is awful.
What a bastardization of a fucking championship is that? Jeez,
freaking gross, man. I don't know.
What I'm saying is, in professional sports, they're not athletes and players anymore. They are business assets. It's that simple. That's how the teams see them. That's why, they limit things that they can do outside of there, limit how much they can play, sit them out games, which is fine. But they are business assets at the end of the day.
Well, talk about players making money and everything. Do you think running backs are going to start making more money after the contract?
It's shifting back to a running league again. It feels like
cyclical.
You don't think so, Dave?
Cyclical.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
Dave's shaking his head no. I want to hear this.
I think there will be the 5 guys in the league that'll make
the
most, but I think everybody else will be running back by committees just because of the beatings those guys take and the injuries that they sustain. But
the Barkley trade, I think, opened the whole league back up because the Giants.
I think it opened it up, man. Like 2,000 yards.
Same with Derrick Henry going to Baltimore.
Yep.
I think you're going to see more guys like Jaden Daniels coming into the league than you will running backs.
But I will say this, though. And I feel like when talking about things are cyclical, I do know this. We watch this league turn over, let's say, last 10 years or so, become a passing league where linebackers are getting smaller, safeties are getting smaller. So what's the key to defeating that? Bring back the power back. So it's all going to come back because now your linebackers are small, your safeties are small. So now you're going to start saying, and then eventually they'll start to bulk up again and it'll go heavy passing again.
Yeah, there's no fullbacks really in the league. No,
I know, and I love fullback play, man. San Fran and Baltimore got 2 great ones.
We need a Mike Allstott back.
Amen.
Those guys were. Bettis was the final fullback in the league. Yeah, the last true. I think, throwback style fullback, in my opinion. So
now, as like Barkley's average, it's what like a third receiver. It's not even like a first or second. Like how much he's making.
Mm-hmm.
Like so that's just bizarre, man. Like
he's during the lockout. They really not the lockout, the COVID lockdown. They really screwed over all the running backs. Remember they had that whole meeting or something. All the running backs got together because they were getting screwed out of money. They were getting like 1 and 2 year deals, and they didn't want to pay them. Because they always get hurt or they're not around very long. They won't sign long term deals. But it's not like that anymore. It's changing, and I think the whole Barkley situation. Open the eyes. I would hope open the eyes of many people in this league, including Derrick Henry, his move too. Because you got Gibbs over in Detroit, who's a beast, and Montgomery right alongside him. I mean, you got
look at that tandem, Thunder and Lightning.
Holy cow, Gibbs is ridiculous. I mean,
Knuckles and Sonic.
He runs faster than me.
Washington's got 2 good guys too.
Yeah, they do, and look at Minnesota. The running back they brought over from Green Bay, who came in front, and then also Josh Jacobs, who went to Green Bay from the Raiders, who blew up too and had a monster season running the football with a ton of touches, probably more than 300 touches.
Yep.
There's got to be some kind of thing in the future with NFL contracts where some of your money's got to be guaranteed.
Yeah.
Where maybe not the length of it like an NBA or an MLB contract or something like that, but you can't just get these guys injured and then go, okay, you're cut, see you later, and then the guy gets nothing after that. There's enough money going around. There's got to be a medium to where you go, okay, you're going to get the next 2 years or whatever.
But still, you got like Russell Wilson, right? Denver's still paying for the guy. Like that shouldn't be happening. If you take on a player from another team, you should absorb the pay too, because that keeps the league leveled out.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think that the college paying the students? You think that's going to change with like these players going to be
happening, dude? Because now players are leaving schools to go to other ones for money. That should not be happening in an education system. It's still an education system. Period.
You got guys that are juniors in college that are football players that they're in their 3rd college. They're their 3rd school in 3 years.
I mean, we're old school, so it's like I just see it that way. I think it's great. I don't think the school should pay because it changes the whole dynamic of what an organization or a university is.
I mean, the coaches got to be going crazy, man.
Well,
you don't even know who's going to be on the team with the portal and stuff.
And I think if you're going to do this, if you're going to pay players and say, okay, listen, guys, I know you guys are the ones making money for our team. You know, nobody's tuned in to see our athletic director, but you guys are really Reggie Bush or whatever. You were the one bringing in money for it. That's fine, and you can pay them, but almost like a contract. Then, hey, you have to stay here for the 3 or 4 years or whatever you play.
Yeah.
You know, we'll pay you, but you have to stay here. I don't want you on your third school in 4 years.
20 grand. That's it.
I'm for the college kids getting some money, because if they get injured, man, they're done. They're they might not be able to play in the NFL. Yeah. And then what's that for? You know what I mean? Like,
it's almost like an apprenticeship before in the union. You're getting your apprentice pay, and then you move up when you go to the NFL.
Something like that.
I think it has to be an absolute limit. But if you're going to play college football, there shouldn't be favoritism price wise for anybody. Everybody makes the same fee. Like, let's just for round figure, let's say 20 grand. That's all you get playing college football. But if you get an endorsement deal, that has nothing to do with the team. That you get that, good for you.
That's a good point. That's a fair point.
It prevents players from going everywhere. It keeps the play field level.
That's a fair point.
I mean, that's my opinion. I think it's a college, it's a university. If these kids don't make the NFL, like you said,
But you got young kids playing basketball, hockey, soccer, all the other professional sports. Why is football different? Why do you have to go 4 years to a college? You know what I mean? If you're not going to pay these kids at college, and these colleges are making tons of money. I mean, look at this season, man, with the playoffs. That was so popular. Everybody was watching it. So those colleges are making tons of money.
Yeah,
what's that?
Weird.
It was the third lowest TV ratings of a college football playoff national championship game.
I think because they were mad at the way the seating was. Wasn't they mad about the way the seating was or something?
I don't know how that works. I just think it's two schools that.
Steven.
I mean, you either love Notre Dame or you hate Notre Dame. You either love Ohio State or you hate Ohio State.
I hate them.
Yeah,
and I think.
And as a Michigan fan, I don't like either of them.
I don't like either one. Yeah. Navy. Notre Dame always beats Navy, man. College. I can't stand.
I'd be shocked if anybody from the Southeast Conference watched that game.
Yeah,
but I was shocked to see Ohio pull it off. I was not expecting them.
They're really good, man. That Ohio State team's got they got 22 NFL players on that team. That team's really stacked.
Dude, their freshman receiver would probably be the number one pick in the draft this year.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith is the real deal. That kid's a fucking beast.
Sanders won't be the number one?
No.
Well, Jeremiah Smith won't be going out because this year, but who is it? Travis Hunter, him and Sanders will probably be in the top 8. He was in
top 80. Dude, I don't know. Sanders ain't gonna do nothing.
I agree.
I hate Deion to begin with, but
I agree.
I'm just being real. This is not Deion hate. I just don't see what's so flashy about him. He's good, but that's it.
We're getting close to that hour, Mark.
Really?
Guys, man, it flows by so fast. We have everybody talking, man, and so many people commenting. What's that?
We need to have a 2-hour one day.
Seriously.
I just want to say something to all of you guys because I know you're all there, and I know everybody who's chatting in here. You need to stop watching the Chiefs. You're all embarrassing yourselves now. It ain't the refs all the time, okay? Take a guess, you guys, you three. Per 100 passes, who do you think has the most rough in the passer calls? Your first answer is wrong. I'll give you 2.
Josh Allen.
You got it.
Lamar Jackson.
Nope, it's Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, he said.
He even had the referee apologize to him on the sideline. But watch this guy flop, man. You can watch it on YouTube. I love the guy off the field. But as a player, I can't stand him. Athlete, love the guy. He's got skill. Can't deny that. But
you think the Bills going to beat the Chiefs?
This Chiefs hate is getting out of hand because it's like I try to be logical in the Super Bowl last year, and I rewatched it. And I found the 49ers got away with one less penalty than the Chiefs did. I put out a challenge, said I will Venmo $50 for any 49ers fan that will go back and rewatch that game and count the penalties and tell me who wins the penalty battle.
It just seems like it just seems like, and Hertz just texted me, Joe. It seems like the big time penalties on Mahomes come on a third down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue and say that it's not happening. There are times. But, I think that people are watching the game so much through a microscope only on the Chiefs. And this game is happening in real time. These see these two dudes going at Mahomes, right? Roughing the passer, right? You hear two helmets hit. You see it in real time. What are you going to think? What is anyone going to think? You're going to think he
But at
got hit
that
in the
point,
head.
he's a running back. He's
I
not in the
understand that,
pocket.
but
He's out of
if
the
you look
ball.
back, what should have been called was
It was
headhunting.
nothing.
Rewatch it. The two dudes went full speed, lowered their helmets. If he didn't go down lower, they would have both creamed him at the same time and hurt the guy. They were targeting him, dude. Look at Wentz. I hated Wentz, but that playoff game where he got knocked out, that dude targeted him.
Well, it's the same to what Frankie Louvu did to Jalen Hurts about 5 weeks ago, and it was clear. I mean, he aimed his helmet and almost put it in a weapon formation, and I was shocked they didn't throw a flag. I'm like, man, they so much want to protect quarterbacks. I'm like, why don't they protect Hurts? I don't get it.
It's hard to say, and it's like, you know what? It's like just go beat the Goliath. You know what I'm saying? I get it. They're getting the calls, and I mean, we lost the Super Bowl to them, and here I am defending, not really defending, but trying to justify it a little bit.
I just think as long as she's sitting in the suite watching Travis, the league's going to try to get her to the Super Bowl.
Good point, Dave. That's a good point, Dave. And listen, I'd say this with no hate towards Taylor Swift. Great music and all, great artist, but I think you're right. And I think the NFL looks at it like, hey, we have a segment of the population that's going to watch the Super Bowl no matter what. And we have a segment of the population that would never watch the Super Bowl for any reason, unless Taylor Swift is there. Now, boom, we just brought in 250,000 more people. And I get it, but that's what's happening. And it's okay, but I get it and I see it. I'm okay with Taylor Swift, but I know what's going on here.
And now all of a sudden, and then last week in the box, Caitlin Clark's in there with her now. It's like,
right?
Who's going to be in there with her next?
Now here's my thing.
It's becoming a dog and pony show, and I say that with all due respect. Not to say Kansas City's not a great team; they are, but I think the NFL does encourage them going further because I think it makes more money for them, and the NFL's all about money. We all know that. They're the cash
league.
I think they lose.
I will just ask you guys, please, and everybody watching, watch the Bills and Chiefs game with an open mind. Watch both sides of the ball. Let's be real here and try, because I'm going to try and be honest with myself. Is this getting ridiculous or not? And say from there.
How about we go around and see who's everybody's two picks for this week, right?
Real quick, before we do that, there's a couple notes I want to put in that I wrote down.
Yeah, I'm not. We're not at an hour dead. We could go past it.
No,
I just didn't want to hold everybody up.
I always like to do my notes. I got my and actually. Dave, shout out to your dad with his yellow notepad. I do it every week with my notes. My Phillies notes, real quick. Phillies acquired Dylan Campbell, outfielder from the Dodgers, because the Dodgers looking to clear up money for international signings. I get it. I know why they did it, and that's fine. And they also got the Japanese right-hander pitcher, Koyo Ayago. Listen, the guy 61-47 with a 3.08 ERA. Almost 650 Ks, three-time All-Star in the Japanese League. It's an under-the-radar signing, but it's a good signing. And last but not least, the Flyers got their asses kicked tonight. But going in tonight, got points in 6 straight games. And if you notice on my notepad, you know what you don't see? I got all the sports. No Sixers.
Yeah, there's no point.
Fuck you guys.
Basketball.
They lost like the last 5 or 6 games,
fire.
Man. So bad, dude.
Soccer and basketball just go away.
Well, we got
go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We have to talk something after football is over. So we got to talk, basketball or soccer to fill the other seasons up. You know what I mean? So we got to keep track of everything. And we always have beer too. Cheers. Well, cheers, everybody out there.
Cheers. Here.
Yeah. Moonshine, baby. Woo.
Yeah.
Moonshine from the Duke boys.
Yeah, man.
But let's get everybody's 2 picks. Let's do that. You want to start us off, Dave?
Let's go first.
Yeah, what you got, Dave? Dave, what you got?
I'll say Eagles and Bills. Eagles and Bills.
I'm going Eagles Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah, we got you. I'm going Eagles Chiefs.
Eagles Chiefs.
And DeeTer, who you got? Because me and you got that bet going. I think you're only a game. Oh, by the way, I picked up a game on you last week. If anybody watched, I picked Washington to beat Detroit on the show here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got Eagles Chiefs, and the Eagles are going to win this time. None of this soft holding penalty at the end of the game inside of 2 minutes when you got a slaughter fest going on.
I can't believe you picked the Chiefs.
Peter, there's only 2 games. Just pick.
They just find ways to win, man. I'm just being real.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely going Eagles Bills. I can't stand the Chiefs, man. And I do like the Bills fans. I think they're freaking crazy. And I love how like Jason Kelsey was there and they just like totally welcomed him to the
Fans are awesome, dude. So you can't deny
I got to respect that, man. I have to respect that.
Like how we just blew over the Washington. You know, it's like, yeah, whatever. Eagles.
I mean, this is a Phillies.
So, Joe, I'm with you. I am picking the Eagles and Chiefs. I think the Bills are the better team, but I think the NFL is going to make sure that the Bills do not win that game. So I have Eagles, Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Watch both sides of the ball, please.
I will.
I'll come on here next week and I will stand down and say I'm the fool. But let's be real with the penalties. Everybody listen and everything. All right. Let's be real.
I think the NFL is setting up for the rematch of 2 years ago.
I do agree, but for different reasons.
I got you.
I have one question, Ricky. Who did you had Notre Dame for the championship or?
Fuck no. As much as I hate Ohio State as a Michigan fan, I knew Notre Dame wasn't going to beat them. You kidding me? Go on. Go back and watch the clip. It's recorded.
I think you did because I remember you saying I picked something different.
No, I didn't. It's recorded. Go back and watch last week's show. I picked Ohio State to win the game.
I'm joking. I think you picked Ohio. You're like, I have to go something different from you.
And it hurt me so bad to pick them because I loathe Ohio State. It was like picking the Cowboys, dude. It hurt so bad.
But everybody watching, check us out every Thursday night on the BGSE network, 10 p.m. Eastern.
We're getting there next week.
Joe, Dave, thank you guys so much. Every time you guys come on.
Yeah, Dave and Joe, you guys are the best, man.
And I know, Dave, you work your butt off, man, and to come on like your one Thursday off.
Sick with the flu.
Buddy. Yeah, right, man. This guy's a trooper, man. Thank you.
Plays hurt. Go Birds.
All right, you guys.
I'm not Joel Embiid.
Get him, man. Eagles.
Go Birds.
You guys have a good night out there.
All
right, guys.